Welcome back for part 5 of the Parody World Monster Party Let's Play. I've changed into short sleeves and off we go with the next boss. This guy right here is interesting. He's actually a reference to John Carpenter's The Thing, and his dialogue references the Japanese version of John Carpenter's The Thing, which loosely translates as Formex from the Wandering Planet, I believe. I get a lot of my information about the boss changes from the Cutting Room Floor, which is an excellent website about things that are hidden in video games and cut from video games and prototype video games and all that sort of goodness, so definitely check it out. This guy's not so bad once you memorize, things about his pattern, like how he jumps and he can only shoot 2 projectiles at a time, like some of the other bosses, and just various things like that. It makes it a lot easier. I think we're about ready for the next level. Ta-da! Oh yeah, something else I forgot to mention about one of the earlier bosses too, Medusa. She was changed from the Japanese version to the US version too. In the Japanese version, she looks humanoid. But in the American version, they changed her to look more like a snake. And it's thought that perhaps the reason why is because Nintendo, they were a lot more strict about censorship back in those days, and they probably frowned upon players beating up something that looked like a humanoid woman. So they changed her to look like a snake in the US version. Anyway, round 4. Let's take a quick break. Incidentally, The Thing is a quite creepy movie, by the way. If you're into that sort of thing, you should check it out. There we go. First room in round 4. Looks like nobody's around. Boing, boing. Return of the Gators, except they don't throw their tails at you now. That's a little bit different. Oh, this looks like a good farming opportunity. Okay, farmed up some hearts from... Whoops, hit a wrong button there. Okay, let's try this again. Farmed up some hearts from the Gators. Gotta take advantage of those farming opportunities when you can, because you don't get the health power-ups very often. I think I had touched on this earlier, but the Japanese prototype version is actually a lot harder than the US version of Monster Party because of the way the power-ups are distributed. We'll get more to that in just a second. This guy may take a second. This is kind of a troll part here because it's difficult to, there we go, it's difficult to reflect those at the right angle. If you wait till you get to this part to try to kill him, he'll hit you a million times. It's just a total troll move. But, yeah, with the power-ups, the thing about them is, in the US version they're randomized, so, you may get a pill, you may get a heart, you may get the question mark, which can be a random thing. Sometimes in the prototype version it's random, and then sometimes it's like a specific thing over and over again, like points. The prototype version, like I think I mentioned earlier, the enemies, only certain enemies will drop things, and they always drop the same thing. And there's usually only 1 or 2 enemies in each level, if you pay attention, that will drop a heart. And when you find one of those enemies, like, they don't always drop a heart either. That's the funny thing. It's coded, and I counted this time. I specifically counted on this enemy because I wanted to see how many times they would drop it. They will, at least in this level, it's probably the same thing in every level. They will drop a heart exactly 7 times. After that, you can't farm hearts from them anymore. So you get very limited opportunities. You know, you probably only get like maybe 2 opportunities in each level to farm hearts. And the other thing is, in the US version, every time you beat a boss, it would drop a question mark that would often give you health. And whenever you beat a round, it would also give you a partial health refill. Well, you don't get the question marks in the Japanese version when you beat the bosses, and you don't get the partial health refill at the end of the round either, which makes it a lot harder. So if any of you were wondering, that's why I'm so economical with my health. So, heavy, can't move. I believe the thing to do with this guy is to try to reflect his projectiles back at him. Okay, we may need to retry this one. Alright, let's try this again. I've practiced up a little bit. This guy's actually not so bad. He's very slow moving, but he's got a decent amount of health. And of course, I'm messing up again since I'm recording. Figures. I did it last time, only getting hit like 1 time. But yeah, he doesn't have hit detection for taking hits or for you taking hits from him on the upper part of his body, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because you can jump through him, which is good for you, but he won't take hits on his samurai helmet, which is bad for you. There we go. I'm going to redo that though, because I'm not comfortable with taking that much damage. Alright, should be just about done. There we go. That's much better. I'm going to have to go back down there and see if I can get to that door. I just started back from the previous save state, since there's no reason to go through all that until I check out this door. Next room. Kia-pee-pee. Kia-pee-pee-pee. This is an interesting one. This one definitely got changed for the US version. Glah, glah. If you can't tell what this is a reference to, it is Gremlins. He is a Mogwai, and he changes into a gremlin, which they changed into a evil-looking cat for the US version. So, this is one they were definitely worried about copyright infringement on. Timing of these is kind of throwing me off a little bit. And also, like, a lot of these bosses use randomized angles. Anyway, we'll stop here and pick up next time.